talked about how the SEC responded to Ripple's Terraform lab reports. This made it harder to sell old items and had an effect on how well the XRP market did. A new turn of events has happened in the ongoing legal fight that Ripple is having with the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States of America. The Securities and Exchange Commission has replied to the new documents that Ripple sent about the consent ruling. In a post that was shared on X, James K. Fallon wrote, "The Securities and Exchange Commission has talked about the most current filing about the Terraform Labs consent judgment as James K." In a recent post on X, Flan said that Ripple is accused of doing things that are very similar to things that have been illegal in the past. This information came from XRP attorney Bill Morgan. The law is getting trickier when it comes to Ripple's on-demand liquidity service because of this ongoing disagreement. It is said that Ripple's current ODL sales methods are similar to ones that were previously found to be against SEC rules. Even though the Securities and Exchange Commission has warned them not to, the court does not have enough information to know for sure if these sales are illegal or not. A new level of difficulty has been added to the already complicated lawsuit between XRP and the SEC. The legal discussion is made even more complicated by the fact that the Securities and Exchange the summary ruling that was given in July. Experts in the law think that the final decision in the case between the SEC and Ripple Labs could come in July. One more thing the SEC could do is file an appeal against Judge Torres's ruling that XRP programmatic sales are not security contracts. Because of this continuing uncertainty, both sides are on edge, and it's possible that more legal twists and turns will happen. Give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join our group before we start. This will tell you everything you need to know about XRP. A lawyer for XRP called Fred Rispoli says that Judge Torres should make a decision on remedies by the end of July or the beginning of August. It seems likely to him that Judge Torres will make an artistic decision on July 13th. Ripple, on the other hand, says the fine shouldn't be more than $10 million, while the SEC wants fines and fees that add up to $2 billion. There is a chance of a settlement, but Rispoli said there is no chance of one happening right now. However, the SEC and Ripple could still settle their arguments that need to be looked at by the judges, and the decision. Even though these new things have happened, people who use XRP are still hoping that the appeals court will end the lawsuit. It's still not clear what Judge Netburn is supposed to do in this situation. Rispoli says that Netburn and Torres could talk about the case that Netburn is currently handling and decide that there is no need for a decision. It's possible for Judge Torres to make a final decision about remedies and injunctions without having to talk about the expert witness. That being said, this is likely to only happen if the judge rules in Ripple's favor. The ongoing legal confusion has had an effect on how well XRP has done in the market. There is a bearish mood in the market right now, as the price of XRP has dropped by 0.43 and is now trading at $0.4759. 9 XRP's price has been going back and forth between $0.48, $8, $8, $0.4, $647, $7, $7 the past 24 hours. Ripple Labs and the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States of America are still in court, and things have gone in a new direction. This fight is going on right now. This fight is still going on right now. The Securities and Exchange Commission has told the blockchain payments company what it thinks about the fight, which is another new development. This is yet another new move in the conflict. It looks like the fight is getting worse in yet another way. Furthermore, it is important to remember that Ripple had earlier said that the SEC's demands for settlement payments were illogical. The story of Terraform Labs shows this to be true, and it is important to remember this. This is something that you should remember. What part of the idea is being thought about should be thought about in particular. In a previous statement, Ripple said that the fine it had to pay was less than what the SEC had asked it to pay if no users had lost money. In this case, it was said that the SEC had asked Ripple to pay the fine. The Securities and Exchange Commission told Ripple it needed to pay a fine, which is why Ripple said this. Because users had lost a lot of money, this happened because the Terraform ecosystem token crashed. This happened because users had lost a lot of money. For a $2 billion deal, the Securities and Exchange Commission wants the court to agree to it. This request is being made because Ripple broke securities law when it sold XRP to institutional buyers. The CC was to blame for the breach. Because this request is being made while Ripple is doing business with investors by selling XRP, the company broke the law. Ripple is against the suggested fine because it thinks the company shouldn't have to pay more than $10 million. Ripple is worried about what's going on. Concerns have been raised by Ripple about the present situation. The most current response from the Securities and Exchange Commission was sent to Ripple Labs. It said that the SEC's fees are usually agreed upon on a case-by-case basis. This answer was given to Ripple Labs. In particular, the Securities and Exchange Commission told Ripple Labs that this answer was given to them because Terraform's fees are lower. The fees that Terraform charges are less than the 1.27% average settlement rate from sales profits. The reason Terraform's fees are lower than the average payment rate is that the company thought about a lot of other important things. This is the reason why this is the case. At first, the governing body said that it was aware that Terraform Labs is in the process of filing for bankruptcy and does not have enough cash on hand to pay a larger fine. It was said in the first few lines of the statement right at the beginning. This was talked about. The video is over. Thank them for commenting and liking the movie. It makes YouTube work better. Tell a lot of people about this movie to spread the word.